Hi, and welcome to the Girl Guide Next Door. Today, we're going to be going over laundry essentials, covering topics like reading care labels, sorting colors and materials, stains, washing cycles, drying, and folding. Thank you so much for joining us here at Girl Guide Next Door. Let's get started with care labels. Generally speaking, you can locate a garment's care instructions either on the back seam of the garment or on the side seam of a garment. Sometimes, care instructions are separate from the garment and usually on the sale tag of the garment, so check for that while shopping. Care labels will generally have icons that represent care needs for the garment. The icons are often accompanied by written explanations, but in the case that they are not, you can use features like Siri on iPhone to look up laundry care icons. When in doubt, you can always locate care label guides through Google. These care labels will be used to properly wash, dry, and store your clothes. Now we're going to move on to sorting our clothes by color and material before wash. For separating by color, separating darks, lights, and whites is a general rule of thumb. Your brights will be very vibrant garments. Your darks will be more muted and include grays and blacks. However, care labels should always be referenced if you're washing this garment for the first time or if you're unfamiliar with the materials of the garment. Moving on to stains and wash cycles. We will not be going over hand washing in this video, but if you'd like to see that in a future one, please comment below. Pre-treating stains before wash is the best way to address stains in clothing. There are a variety of stain treatments on the market, but I personally prefer to use Shout. The first step in pre-treatment is to spray the solution over the stained area of the garment. I don't have any stained clothes right now, so let's pretend there's a big stain there. After spraying the affected area, you want to rub the fabric together to work in the remover into the garment. After rubbing in the remover a bit, you want to lay the garment flat and let it sit for about 5 minutes. Now I can get started on my first load of laundry. I'm combining my darks and brights into the same wash because I don't have many clothes to wash today. We'll discuss determining wash temperature and cycle when mixing colors shortly. When choosing a detergent, it's important to reference your care labels to make sure you're using a detergent that works for your clothes. I created this chart to share some basic rules about the appropriate temperature to use for different materials and colors. Please feel free to screenshot for future reference. For my garments, I typically use an express wash setting and then adjust from there. As I mentioned earlier, I'm combining my darks and brights in the same wash, so I'm going to put the temperature setting at warm cold since it's an appropriate temperature setting for both types of wash. Drying clothes is usually done via air dry or drying machine. Using my drying rack, I'm going to demonstrate the two types of air drying commonly referenced in care labels. When specified in a care label to lay flat to dry, you want to lay the garment over either a flat rack or on something absorbent like a towel. When specified to drip dry or hang dry, simply hang the garment via clothesline or on a clothes hanger somewhere. If tumble drying in a machine, always check the lint catcher first. Dryer sheets are used to reduce static in your laundry load. I use these reusable wool balls. Unless otherwise specified on a care label, low to medium heat is generally a good temperature for tumble drying. Now for some basic folding. Our first fold is t-shirts. Fold vertically, tuck the sleeve, fold upward, and done. Now the next method for folding a t-shirt. Fold half of one side vertically, then the other. Fold the top horizontally. A helpful trick for storing garments is to roll them up to save space. For long sleeves, you can use the same techniques for t-shirts, just making sure to fold the sleeves inward in clean lines. You want to hang all dresses and bulky items like sweaters and coats. For pants and jeans, face the front of the garment down and fold in half. Tuck the crotch seam inwards. Fold the ankle seam up to the waist seam and fold again. For shorts, simply fold in half. You want to store socks in pairs, so fold them in half and then use the seam farthest from the toe to tuck the rest of the sock in. This works for all kinds of socks, but depending on the style and length of the sock, you may need to make additional folds to fit through the tuck. And that's it for our episode on Laundry 101. Thank you so much for joining me on our first episode of Girl Guide Next Door. Our mission is to serve and help women attain skills that can make their lives easier. Please consider leaving a like, sharing, or commenting down below for any suggestions or questions you have. Thank you.